Oh, okay, this is actually an interesting one. So this is a clip where he's talking to a bunch of thoughts. Let me just hang on, pause this because it's talking about how men have all the power and the patriarchy and oppression and all that sort of stuff. And this is one of the ones that really pisses people off. And by the way, if you're watching this still on my old channel at Entrepreneurs in Cars, the Unplugged Alpha podcast is on its own channel. I've dropped the link in the description. I've dropped it in the live chat. I'm going to kill the feed on the Entrepreneurs in Cars channel right now. So head over to TUA, the Unplugged Alpha on YouTube, and subscribe there. And that's killed. Done. All right. Because I still get like DMs and emails from people going like, where do I find your podcast? I can't find it anymore on the channel. It's like, okay, well, I'll keep doing this until I stop getting those emails. Maybe the DMs, and then it'll sink in. But it is what it is, right? So let's throw this one up. So this one is the Chrome tab equality and equal rights one. So let's throw this up here. And let's get some volume. If you guys can't hear this, let me know in the chat, but I'm turning it right up, so you should be okay.
Power. Because women...
Hang on, why is this playing?
Confuse this very often. They talk about the fact that men have all the power, men make all the money, men are in charge, and we oppress women. Let me make something very clear to you. Okay. Firstly, you're confusing 1% of men with all men. The majority of men have no money, no power, no sex from their wife, Facts. No fucking chance in court. They can't even keep their house. They won't get to see their kids, and they don't. So most men, their life sucks.
So it's not wrong. Like this is the reality for most guys today in Western countries. Their life generally does suck, and what he's describing is 100% true. But just listen to what he's diving into here.
That's the first thing. The second thing, when a man gets up at 4 a.m. to go carry garbage to earn a good wage, he ain't thinking, I'm going to do this so I can oppress that bitch because she's broke. He's doing it thinking so I can provide for my family, so my woman can stay at home and raise my kids and have nice nails while I'm out here carrying trash. You go to a coal mine, those dudes are not down there thinking about oppressing women. They're down there thinking about providing for women. Now, I'm not saying...
So, there's a lot of arguments that from the wokish, sort of crowd where they're all like, oh, men are making... For every dollar a man earns, a woman makes like 75 cents or whatever. And it's like every single entrepreneur that you talk to be like, if that was the case, then I would only hire women. So it's truthfully not the case because their hiring practices don't reflect that narrative that women get paid less than men. They just don't. I mean, the argument is moot because what ends up happening is women end up choosing jobs that generally pay less because they either work less hours or they don't require the same level of risk. Like, a guy working at a coal mine is more risky than working in a children's nursery, for example. Like the worst that's going to happen is you're going to have to change a shitty diaper or a kid throws up on the floor, right? That's the worst. Whereas a coal mine, the whole thing can fucking collapse on your head. You can die, or you're going to end up with some respiratory, disease and die at like 45 years old or something like that. You see what I'm saying, right? So what he's saying is like factually and true about the reality of what most men take on. They're not trying to oppress women. They're actually trying to provide for their families. But, there's this new narrative where it's like, women think that serving a man at home is oppressive. So they'll go and get a degree, put it on a wall, frame it in mahogany with little letters after their name, and then go and work for a man and serve him instead, right? It's like, where's the logic in that, right? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, we'll finish this off.
Saying that there's not bad apples, but in general, us men are prepared to take on more bullshit to protect you than you would possibly believe. And in the modern world, they've spun that. Feminism spun that. Men make all the money. You women need more money because men make the money and men are in charge and men have the good jobs. Men are out here giving up their fucking life for you chicks. Because women confuse this very often.
Yeah. So there's that one. It's like, I mean, the thing is that men especially think that by making sacrifices for women, that they're going to be appreciated. And the reality of the world is that men are never appreciated and loved in the way that they want to be appreciated and loved by women. There's a whole Disney narrative that, a lot of kids grew up on, especially in my, generation era, where it's like, they got fed all this bullshit with Disney and castles and princesses and, you swoop in and you rescue her and she's going to love you forever and ever until kingdom come. But that's just that like segment of the movie. they don't actually show what living together and being married and having kids and then inviting the state into your household and family law and all those things can potentially do to that relationship over a long-term basis after the dude's been beta-tized through 1,000 concessions and now, loses frame and all these sorts of things that, starts to happen. There's no appreciation for the sacrifices that men make. They'll never appreciate the sacrifices that men make and don't expect them to. They just can't possibly see it because of solipsism. They just don't see past their noses. And that's why we live in a world today where a guy like Andrew Tate, can sit around with all these thoughts and make these statements. And, they might sort of nod and laugh at some of this. I mean, we heard a few of them laughing at some of the statements that he made, but they're not going to change the lens in which they view the world. They're still going to go home after, sitting beside him and, presenting their arguments during the show or whatever, and still think themselves, well, I'm oppressed, I don't get paid enough, the patriarchy, blah, blah, blah sort of stuff. All these things are pretty common, like narratives, right? Like it is what it is. All right, so let's pull this one out and stop screen. We're making pretty good time here. Let's do the other one here. So this is, okay, so this one gets into, again, the differences between men and women, right? This is a very, very short 21-second clip. And he's using the differences with promiscuity as a very good example with this one. So let's grab that. Powerful men. So the difference between powerful men and powerful women. All right, let's play that. And volume up. Boom.
If I walk into a club and I fuck every girl in the club, I'm a powerful man.
Right.
If a woman walks into the club and every man wants her and not a single man can touch her, she's a powerful woman. If you flip the reverse, if I'm a man and I walk in and I can't fuck anything, I don't matter. And if the girl walks in and every dude in there is her silly, then she ain't worth shit. If I walk into a club and I fuck every...
All right, so that's the replay, so it's going to keep going. So, I mean, the stating that there's inherent differences between the value in men and women, for some reason offends people, right? Like, look, men are success objects, women are beauty objects. They're always going to be viewed that way. They've always been viewed that way throughout history. Women always gravitated to the highest value guys that they could get. And men would take on, these women when they expressed interest in them, as long as they were beauties that they were interested in. There's never been a time in history, even to this day, there's no guy that'll be like, oh yeah, look at the degree on her. Check out that degree as she walks away. That's hot, sort of thing. They just don't, right? Guys don't do that. They're looking at her other assets, if you will. You see what I'm saying, right? So, when it comes to the whole conversation around, promiscuity, guys are generally disgusted by promiscuous women, whereas women are not generally disgusted by promiscuous men. They may not like it. They may not be ideal for long-term mate selections if they want to raise a family, because parental investment is something that they're going to be concerned with, right? Like they want the guy to stick around to help raise a kid and provide resources, because that's what family law steps in and takes care of right now for, women, the way it's been written. But it's a fact of life. Like, where's the lie? Again, is anybody in the comments there telling me that there's a lie that we're dealing with here? Because I'm not seeing it yet. So, you guys let me know. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to the unpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.